Welcome to WEFM's 3 p.m. News. I am your presenter, Jessica Klein. First on the local scene. Chevening scholarships have been awarded to 3 Vincentian professionals to pursue taught master's degree in the United Kingdom for the 2023 to 2024 academic year. A press release from the British High Commission states that the 3 are among 15 successful scholarship applicants chosen from Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean. According to the press release, the scholars were announced on August 13th by British High Commissioner Scott Fursedon Wood and at a pre-departure event held in Barbados and in High Commission offices in the Eastern Caribbean. The 3 are Mr. Andre Brown, Mr. Taj Maxman, and Miss Alicia Medica. Scott Fursedon Wood said, these successful scholars from the Eastern Caribbean, studying a wide variety of subjects, prove the depth of talent in the region. The Chevening application period opens soon. I encourage all would-be scholars to apply for a Chevening Award. The scholarships are funded by the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office and aims to support UK foreign policy priorities by creating lasting positive relationships with future leaders, influencers, and decision makers. A Saudi Arabia Fund for Development delegation visited St. Vincent and the Grenadines recently as a follow-up to the signing of 2 loan agreements and to deepen its strategic partnerships with this country. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves hosted the meeting between the Chief Executive Officer of the SFD and his delegation on August 1st, 2023, at the VIP lounge at the Argyle International Airport. Minister of Health, St. Clair Prince, Minister of Education, Curtis King, Director General of Finance and Planning, Edmund Jackson, Permanent Secretary in the Prime Minister's Office, Angie Jackson Williams, as well as other governmental officials were also in attendance of the meeting. The discussions focused on priorities in development cooperation and progress in relation to SFD-funded development projects in SVG. Both delegations, during the discussions, emphasized the important role that international cooperation and solidarity play in advancing sustainable development, particularly in small island developing states. Still on the local scene, moderate or thick haze is being experienced across St. Vincent and the Grenadines due to varying concentrations of Saharan dust, which is reducing air quality and visibility. In its 72-hour outlook, the SVG Met Office states that there is a possible thinning out of the Saharan dust on Friday. The Met Office says the chance of showers increases Wednesday night as a weak tropical wave approaches, bringing scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms across St. Vincent and the Grenadines by early Thursday. The reports state that occasional cloudiness with showers could linger across SVG on Thursday and Friday, and 2 tropical waves have a chance for slow development as they move across the Atlantic Ocean. Environmental conditions are expected to become unfavorable by next week. Marine conditions are mild to moderate, with swells ranging from 1.0 meters to 2.0 meters across our islands. On the regional scene, St. Lucia's Prime Minister Philip Pear is calling on the local media and the St. Lucian nation to pay close attention to climate change, which is disproportionately impacting small island developing states. Asserting that the climate change threat is real, he declared that Caribbean people must be prepared. On Monday, Pear told reporters, "It is something I am surprised that the press has not paid any attention to, the idea of climate change. There is a threat of climate change, not a matter of if, but when." Pear is the Caribbean Community CARICOM lead head for sustainable development and climate change, and recently met with the president-designate of COP28, Dr. Sultan Ahmed Al-Jahar, in Barbados, as the region advances preparation for COP28 in the United Arab Emirates in November. The St. Lucia Prime Minister noted that SIDS are highlighting loss and damage as they are the least polluters yet suffer the most. As a result, he said the Caribbean expects COP28 to make a definitive statement regarding a promised $100 billion to the region to mitigate and adapt to climate change. Still on the regional scene, government in Barbados will soon create a new agency to lead the charge of transforming derelict buildings and vacant lots into housing solutions for Barbadians. Minister of Housing Dwight Sutherland made the disclosure as he pointed to a major housing deficit with 18,000 applications currently before the National Housing Corporation, NHC. Funding to get the ball rolling has already been allocated. Sutherland stated, "We have some 18,000 applications at National Housing for housing, and we have embarked on a 10,000 housing resolution. There is still a deficit of 8,000, so the demand for housing is great. We are looking for avenues to satisfy the demand of the 18,000 applicants. One of our other projects is the utilization of derelict and vacant lots." Sutherland promised to make a further announcement to give more details on that project in a few months. He told the gathering that based on surveys that had been conducted, Barbados has sufficient land to construct more than 20,000 houses, but the government embarked on a 10,000 housing scheme as it was a more realistic 5-year target. And finally, on the international scene, a merchant ship has left the Ukrainian port of Odessa despite concerns that Russia could target vessels in the Black Sea. The Hong Kong-flagged Joseph Scout had been trapped in the port since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February of 2022. Kiev has announced a humanitarian corridor in the Black Sea after a deal collapsed last month, which had allowed it to export grain. Moscow has not yet said whether it will respect the corridor or not. Last month, Russia pulled out of a deal guaranteeing safe passage for exports across the Black Sea and said any ship heading for Ukrainian ports could be considered a military target. This has been WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I have been your presenter, Jessica Klein. Join us again at 5:30 p.m. for WEFM's evening news, and we thank you for listening.